Quiet Place Part 2 was written and directed by John Krasinski, who also co-wrote, directed, and starred in the first film. And this film takes place immediately after the first movie. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's all I'm going to give away about the plot, because thankfully the trailers didn't give away anything really about what happens. The only thing we know about this movie from the trailers is that it takes place immediately after the first film. And that's all I'm going to say about it too. I never reviewed the first Quiet Place movie back when it first came out because I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters, but I picked it up on Blu-ray and it has quickly become one of my favorite modern horror movies. I mean, that film was so good that I was really scared about this sequel. I'm not gonna lie, even though the first movie ended on a cliffhanger, I was nervous at the idea of a second movie because I really thought to myself, there's no way they can capture lightning in a bottle twice in a row. And goddammit, I am so happy that I was proved wrong. This is a fantastic follow-up to the first movie. It's easily one of the best horror sequels ever. I mean, I'm not one of those people that's nostalgic about some of the 80s horror sequels. I mean, some of them are good, some of them are really bad, but I really thought about it and I was like, what other horror sequels do I absolutely love? I love the 2018 Halloween movie. I love Dr. Sleep. It's really not that much else that I can think of. Now watch, I just said that and someone in the comment section is going to be like, what about this horror sequel? And I'm going to be like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one. But I'm not just saying that just because the Rotten Tomatoes score is really high, and I'm definitely not saying it just because I love the first movie. Everything about this movie worked for me. It's just as suspenseful as the first one. It's acted just as well as the first one. The writing, oh my god, the writing is so good for this movie. It is such a good script. John Krasinski wrote this movie himself. I believe the last movie he co-wrote it with someone, but this is, when the movie ended, it was written and directed by John Krasinski, so this is absolutely his script that he wrote. And I was so damn impressed. This is a really smart script he wrote. Everything flowed together so perfectly in this movie, and the cherry on top are the excellent performances in this movie. This is some of the best acting that I've seen in horror in recent memory. We all know Emily Blunt is a great actress, but she really shines in this movie. In fact, I wish horror movies got Oscar nominations because I would love to see Emily Blunt nominated for Best Actress in this movie. I mean, they're not going to because, like I said, Oscars don't really pay attention to horror movies, but damn, if they ever did, now's the time to nominate Emily Blunt for Best Actress in a horror movie, as well as Cillian Murphy in Best Supporting Actor. He was so damn good in this movie, and the trailers made you think that he might not have as big of a role as what the trailer showed, but he actually has a lot to do in this movie, and he really, really shines. He fit in so perfectly with this movie. I'm not going to say what he does in the movie because obviously it's spoiler heavy, but he's got such a great arc in this movie. There is one point in the movie where you think that he might not be the person you hoped he would be, but as the movie goes on, you see what his character is, what he's thinking, what he's doing, and where he gets to where he is at the end of the movie. Everything just makes sense. Cillian Murphy is one of my favorite actors, and he killed it in this movie. The tense atmosphere and suspense in this movie was on point, just as good as it was in the first movie. When there is jump scares, they're pretty much earned, but most of the scares throughout the movie are chilling. In fact, I was literally on the edge of my seat a couple times because the tension and atmosphere was built up so well that when the scare actually happened, I jumped a couple times. In fact, I'm noticing a trend going on, and I forgot to mention this in my Spiral review, but I'll mention it here. I'm noticing a trend of comedians taking on horror movies. We got Danny McBride and David Gordon Green for 2018's Halloween, and they're doing Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. John Krasinski with the first Quiet Place movie, and now this one. Chris Rock with Spiral, and I guess they're doing another Saw movie. Hopefully he's involved with it too. And even Aubrey Plaza in the Child's Play remake, which was kind of mixed. Audiences were really mixed on the movie, but I really dug it. I thought it was one of the better horror remakes in recent years. So I've noticed a trend of comedians taking on horror movies, and I kind of like that trend. We're getting some pretty good, decent to really good horror movies now. And of course, no spoilers for me, but the film does set up a third movie, and oh my gosh, I want it to happen now. I want John Krasinski to write and direct it because he knows what he's doing. A Quiet Place Part 2 is not a cash grab sequel. It is not a movie that's trying to cash in on a horror trend because horror movies are so cheap to make and they can make their budget back opening weekend. No, John Krasinski, he knows what he's doing. Emily Blunt, Cillian Murphy, everyone in this movie, both in front of the camera and behind the camera, they know what they're doing. And I can tell they got a set plan for a possible trilogy, maybe even more if they can figure out another story. But I am so happy with this movie. I was really scared that this movie could get sequelitis or whatever that term is called, but it wasn't. It wasn't a cash grab. It was well handled. It was suspenseful. The atmosphere was excellent. The performances were excellent. I really don't have any flaws with this movie. If anything, it's like very small, nitpicky, but I don't care. I really don't. I loved everything about this movie from beginning to end. I loved it just as much as the first movie, and even though the Oscars don't put horror movies into consideration, to me, A Quiet Place Part 2 is Oscar worthy. I know this review is kind of seems a little vague. I'm not really giving too much away, but trust me, you don't want to know anything about this movie going into it. The trailers didn't give away anything. Please go check this movie out. It's not a horror movie that's trying to be a cash grab sequel, like I said earlier. It's really trying to do something really cool and really exciting, and it's well worth your time, especially if you like the first movie. So that's my review for A Quiet Place Part 2. Just like always, guys, let me know down in the comment section what you thought of the movie. Did you like the movie? Did you not like the movie? What are you hoping they do for a third movie? Whatever your thoughts on everything is, let me know down in the comment section. And just like always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Look forward to a surprise review coming this weekend. It's a review for a movie that I didn't have any plans to review. I said to myself, if I end up seeing the movie, it's going to be way after the hype train is down, but you know what? I want to review it. So look forward to that this weekend, probably Saturday. That's my normal day for uploading videos, so look forward to that Saturday. If you like this video, then hit the like button and share this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe right here if you haven't already. And until next time, guys, take care.